Hello, so we're just waiting for the off. I've decided to start skipping quali, but it's a bit of a sad occasion, really, because this will be my last race with AOR, at least for the foreseeable future. Um, Quite a number of things behind it, of course, not just because I got a penalty, like somebody seemed to think, but the penalty that I got was a catalyst, and we'll go over what I got the penalty for. For those who watched Suzuka last week, you remember on the first lap, I got hit from behind, in my view. Going through 130R, another driver had elected to put themselves on the inside of 130R on lap one in the rain. An interesting decision. Why my headphones not making any noise? That should be good. Should be good. Here we are. And they backed out of the corner, but managed to leave enough of the car in there that when I took 130R, I even, in my view, left a bit of space. They hit my rear quarter. So I'll put that into the stewards, but the stewards decided I was at fault for trying to take 130R in what to me was a slightly normal way. And the other driver, who just left their car in there so I could hit them, presumably, didn't get a penalty. So I've been racing AOR since season 3 on ACC. We're into season 10. So that's 7 seasons, 2.5 years. And if I recall correctly, in the GT3 class, I've only ever had 2 penalties from the stewards. One last week and one about a year and a bit ago. And it involved the same driver. It's in my mind as well in a similar instant, where the driver had kind of put their car into a dangerous place until such time as I barely brushed it and they went off and I got a penalty. So that got me thinking, in a year, well over a year, that driver has not changed their ways in any way. And there was this driver who I'd noted had rejoined on lap 1, turn 1, and nearly sideswiped me. Was a little bit erratic. Did a few off tracks and came sweeping back on in such a way that if I didn't take corrective action, we'd have had another accident. And it was, nothing's changed. In all that time, they've not changed. And if you're getting drivers that when you see them behind you in your wheel, you think, oh, right, I'm going to have an accident now. And they're not newbies. I think there's something a bit wrong, really, that we need to look at as a whole. We all have to look at each other because we're all responsible for our own actions on the track about what we're doing. Because I've come into this season 7, I missed the first 2 rounds, and I've been yeeted off the track in each race. Now, the stewards decided it was my fault on the last one, but it wasn't my fault on the 2 previous. So I've come in and I've tried to sort of go, I'll make a go of this championship. Let's see if I can get inside top 15, maybe the top 10. Having missed 2 rounds, that'll be a good achievement. No chance. I had no chance whatsoever because I finished 15th, 14th, 13th, I think. And then I've lost points because of this penalty. So you have to be very, very, very disheartened and very annoyed. And it's at the weekend. I spent all weekend fuming, and it's like, I'm supposed to be doing this for fun. It's not fun. So if something's not fun for me, I won't do it. So I've decided to spread my wings a little bit. The only league I've ever done is AOR. It's the first one I joined when I got a PC and I got AC and I got online. So maybe I need to go out there and see the world a little bit and see what else there is that's going on in the world of league racing, rather than just sitting it out and getting yeeted every week and not seeing changes that I think we all need to see if we're to enjoy our racing. Because the constant complaint from everybody is, I'm fed up getting big smash ups on lap 1. Well, have a look at yourselves, guys, because it's all down to us. The people who are running AOR, maybe they've got a bit of a role to play in it, but the people who've got the biggest role to play in preventing lap 1 incidents is us, the drivers. And if you want to have a league with drivers in it that don't leave because they're pissed off at getting killed every week, you have got to change your ways. Stop trying to go 3 wide into turn 1. Or make up all those places because you lost them on lap 1. If you're patient, the places will come back to you. Better concentrate to start now. And lo and behold, there's a crash straight away.
Left side. 3 wide, you're in the middle.
Thank you for making my point. And that was somebody, I think, trying to go 3 wide.
Clear all round. Okay, Stevie.
Oh,
Bit of aero damage.
you know, the only reason I've done this race is to serve out my penalty, and it's not there.
Car left. Clear left.
I've had no intention of doing the final round of the season.
Car left.
I've not done any practice. I don't even have a race set up for this race.
Has the luxury of entering the pits in first place.
The incident's clear. Green flag.
Yeah, I might be morphine in the pits, had enough. But the only reason I did this race was to claim my penalty, so that if I do return to AOR, because penalties will hang on you, I'd have to serve the penalty in the first race back. I don't want that. And it's not been applied. So I don't really want to come back next week. I've got no intention really of seeing out the season. I don't want to. I'm not interested. I'm not motivated.
Green flag in sector 1.
I mean, I am just driving around here. We'll have some sort of damage from that. I've no idea who was involved in that incident. There's a newbie here, but doesn't necessarily mean it was him.
Sector 2 is now green. 20th place.
Big stutter there. That might have been somebody leaving the server. Lots of people going into the pits. So, a bit of trip in the mega sand.
We've been warned about track limits. Yellow flag, stay sharp. Incident clear, back to green flag.
Sure, there's another one gone. Sure, Heiko will be very disappointed to see a big smash not on the start-finish line. Because it's kind of illustrating my point about what is going on.
Yellow flag. Green flag, you're clear.
It's 18 seconds of damage. Before this, I think on the start-finish line.
Your left side tyres are cold. Alright Stevie, watch the track limits please. Left side, clear left. Hold your nerve, make them do the work.
So, I had more words of wisdom, in my opinion. It is just my opinion. I have nothing official to do with AOR. Never had the time.
On your right. Still there. Right side's clear. Right side. Clear right.
We have a structure in place where you need people to put evidence into the stewards. And I used that structure because obviously I thought I was in the right, as I always am, with everything. But it relies on the drivers to do it, and at the moment it's a culture of punishment. You will get a penalty. So if something like that happens to somebody, why would they put other stewards in if they're not sure about it? And now we've got a real prime example of what's going wrong. Vecchia in front of me has got blue flags. He's a lap down. Now, he needs to get out of the way, really. But I put a protest in about Vecchia, which is one of my examples, really, from Bathurst, for not getting out of the way on the blue flags and costing me a place. And now he's just completely ignoring me behind him. Would I bother putting the stewards in? Because I put 2 in for the same thing at Bathurst. Got told it wasn't a problem. So now Vecchia thinks it's not a problem.
The gap to Toff behind is increasing. It's now 0.7. Your tyre temperatures look good.
But my biggest problem with the stewarding and the penalty system is it doesn't educate, it doesn't change behaviours. And that's the problem with the driver who was involved in something at least a year ago, well over a year ago. And last week.
Unfortunately, he's not as fast as his best intermediate.
Sector 3 is 1.2 seconds.
Well, that's actually slower than his best qualifying lap today.
They've not changed. They've not improved. Their behaviour on track is still scary. They still have a reputation that you don't want to go near them. And they were involved in an incident the week before, which they got a penalty. So, what can we do? I think there is an option where we can provide... The way I equate it, if you're in the UK, I don't know how it's for other countries, if you're caught speeding, as I absolutely have never done, you're sent to naughty driver school to understand what you did wrong, so you won't do it again. Well, at least that's a theory. And I'm sure I've advocated in the season feedback. I think that's what we need more of. Punishment, where you get points deducted and you lose time. What does that do? Has that changed behaviour? Well, you'd hope so, because it's a bit of a rod. But, in the case of me, in any incident I've been involved with the stewards, I don't accept it. They're wrong, I'm right. And I'm sure I'm not the only person, because amateur race drivers as we are,
Sector 3 is green.
we're still going to have that element of arrogance of a racing car driver that we're always right. Now, I'm not saying we run a school, But we can certainly, I think, point people in the right direction. There's plenty of materials on YouTube on how to behave on track, how to position your car, how not to leave it on the inside of an apex so somebody will hit you. Oh, 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 oh.
Oh dear.
The gap behind is now 0.6.
Somehow I guessed at right tyre pressures, by the way. I had no race set up for this. I'm totally unmotivated. I did virtually no prep. Don't you be defending him. He was holding me up when I went through corkscrew. Ah, brilliant example there. Becky has pitted. And he's pitted with like one lap into the race. And you only pit that early in the race if you needed repairs. So if you needed repairs, is more than a pit stop down on me. You get this all the time with tier 10 drivers in the practice races going, well, I pitted. Yeah, but it's lap 2. And we're at Silverstone and it's over a 2-minute lap. So if you're a lap down, you're way more than just a pit stop behind me. But that was a bit of a lag. One of the incidents I had at Bathurst with a back marker and the blue flags was they were about 1 kilometre an hour faster than me down the first big straight going up towards Quarry. And they used that 1 kilometre an hour overspeed to try and get past me. But they were never going to get past me. They certainly weren't going fast enough.
Car left. Yellow flag. Clear left.
On the blue flags, because they were a lap down on me. Probably just lost concentration for a moment, and that was it.
Car right. Right side's clear. Your brake temps look good.
Oh, come on. What's going on with this car? Suddenly the handler's gone to shit. So, he tried to go past us, wasn't really having an overspeed, then suddenly backed out at the last minute.
He's still there. He's still there. Clear right.
And I keep on complaining because he was in the apex, to my mind. So I had to go wide at the corner. So the cars that were over a second behind me were then right on my chuff. Because he slowed me down and then pulled over and let the other guys through. So I wasn't very impressed, really. So somebody was alongside me, pulled out, and I think the steward's thing said, well, you should have just got taken the apex. It pulled out. So at 130R in Suzuka,
The gap in front has increased. It's now about 2.1 seconds.
driver pulled out. I took the corner, kind of doing what the steward said. Hit somebody and got penalised. Now, it is a bit of a daft example, but, you know, what lesson are we trying to impart to people? So another thing that's changed, may be a factor, may not.
Car left. Still there. Hold your line. Still there. Clear left. Don't let him get away.
Is the entry requirements to join AOR.
Don't be intimidated. Keep him behind you.
So it used to be 5 hot laps, then they load it to 3. So in some ways, if you just keep your car on the track for 3 laps, you're in. That was a foolish thing for me to do.
Clear left. Car left. Clear left.
Little do all these people know I couldn't care less.
P17.
So now it's easy to get into AOR because you just need to be able to make 3 laps without crashing. And then we do an evaluation race. And we do 1 evaluation race. And the problem I've had here is that the seasons in the past, you'll have a driver join mid-season. Everybody else is in a championship. That driver's only going to do 3 or 4 races. They're not in a championship. And I just got wiped out by one driver who joined. Passed his eval race. Hit me in every single race. Did 2 or 3 races. Never saw him again. By that point, my championship was over. So I made a suggestion that you don't just do like 1 eval race and you're in. You have to kind of just do the practice races for a season. So we get a proper look at what you like over a few races. If somebody really wants to race in the league, doing 3 or 4 practice weekends only, you know, I mean, the practice races, it's not just 1 race. There's Sunday night, there's Monday night, there's sometimes Saturdays and Fridays now. You know, you get plenty of racing in. It just won't be affecting somebody else's league situation. And the final bit that really worries me is, are we going for numbers? You know, if it's 10 tiers, 500 drivers trying to get in. But we've always got issues with quality. Is it quantity over quality that we're trying to deal with?
Left side. Clear left.
It's this desire to have really full grids. And then you get situations like Laguna Seca, where you can barely find space for qualifying. And more cars leads to more accidents because they're more densely packed at the start.
Alright, Stevie, you're reeling. D-pack in. The gap is now 0.9.
One I don't think I have the answer to is why no stewards' inquiries going. And certainly the way they changed the do stewards' inquiries used to be when we used the old web forum. Stewards' inquiries were very visible to all drivers, and everybody was aware that a stewards had gone in and they could, you know, see the details. And you can learn from that. You can learn from other people's incidents. Now, the new system is great, all automated and stuff, but it's really hidden now. So it's only the gallow birds who like to go off and look at other people's incidents to see what craziness has been going on. But that opportunity to learn from other people's mistakes, I think, has gone. Now, we can't make people learn, but we should provide the opportunity, and we should encourage other drivers to look at every scenario and situation where there's an incident and go, what could they do different that would have prevented the accident? What can I do different if something similar is happening to me? If I'm at the start of the race at Laguna Seca, which has got walls on the left and on the right at the start, you know, these walls here, especially on the left, what do I do different next time there's a start so there's not a massive pile up straight away? Deepak's not doing very well this week. Don't think he likes this track. I don't like it either. It's ironic that what's supposed to be my last race is a track I really don't like very much. But because this penalty's not here, maybe it's a trick by Heiko to try and make me do one more week. I want to, I've already signed up somewhere else. I'm going to try, and that's what it's about. It's about trying something different at Troll Vision. But the way it's going with the DDoSs at the moment, we might not even get a race at Troll Vision. And I've got something I'd like to look at as well for next Tuesday as an alternative. I need to understand what's going on with this penalty. They're not going to waive it just because they forgot to apply it. I mean, Morph is a bloody cod in disguise. He could have sorted it out for us.
Your lap time was at 1:26.34.
Oh, grip. Oh, there was something about potential for rain at this race. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. It was a weird way to take that corner.
Bjork is getting closer. The gap's now 1.7.
That's because I'm going slower. Sorry, Smudge. I don't know. Actual Vision is on Wednesday nights. I even thought I'd try Sim Racing XP. Perhaps they're doing a little season on Tuesday nights. And that would just be for fun. I know there's a lot of learners, as it were, on Sim Racing XP. So if you kind of go in knowing, expecting, you know, guys don't know what they're doing, that's kind of easy to deal with. But the expectation here is people know what they're doing. Although all evidence to the contrary from the start we had tonight.
B13.
So I think I've said most, I think, what was on my mind. But it's mostly, it's not what happened at Suzuka. That was just the trigger point, and it's like, I've had enough. Can't decide whether to get these repairs or not. The car isn't handling great, but I'm not trying very hard either.
12. Car right. He's still there. Clear right.
Whoa, what are you doing?
Car right. Clear right.
Right, well, based on the stewards,
Yellow flag. Stay sharp.
are we George getting a penalty because he's turning on me?
Green flag. You're clear of the incident. Incident Sector 3, yellow flag.
George has now disappeared.
Yellow flag, green flag. Don't let this guy intimidate you.
An OP McLaren behind me.
This is looking good for championship points if he can keep it up.
This car is really mullered.
Car left. Hold your line. Still there. Clear left. Your front brakes are pretty...
Somebody else hit me. I left a ton of space there on the inside.
D-pack in front is pitting. Bjork is pitting from P11. He should come out close in front of you.
Do we stay for the extra 20 seconds?
This young man really is a superlative driver.
P9.
Pressures look okay. Oof. What is going on tonight? I decide I'm leaving because I've had enough of bad driving and everybody's driving into me. Which means I end up with damage on the car.
Just entered the pit lane to make a stop.
And we'll get the repairs done, which is...
When we exit the pits, we should be in
It's in a pretty bad way, this car.
P20.
So we're gonna end up really well down the field, but this doesn't really matter. There you are, AOR. There's my words of wisdom. Think about, do we want lots of drivers or do we want drivers that know what they're doing? And let's make some education material available or point drivers towards stuff to help them improve because they're not doing it on their own. And as a result, you know, we're all suffering. Have a legal suffer in the end because people like me will just go, I'm going to go and try something else. And when that happens, you don't know if they're going to come back.
Expect him to come out a bit behind you.
That doesn't work. Doesn't work with over a second on the clock. Turn the engine back off. All the way down to 16th from 10th. 18th now.
There's traffic behind. Take care.
That's the blues. He'll have to pull over now.
19th, possibly.
Your brake temperatures are okay.
Yeah, 19th. New guy in front of us. So those repairs definitely cost us quite a lot of places. I'm not bothered. I don't care.
Green flag, incident clear.
So the first race with Acral Vision is tomorrow night. Just my luck. First race is bloody Paul Ricard. Can't stand the place. But decided to try the Audi next. And it's very good at Paul Ricard. Oh, cold tyres, I'm guessing. Come on.
Yellow flag.
Faster car coming up behind. Watch out.
Incident clear. Green flag.
Oh, that definitely cost us a lot of places. I won't be here to do the survey so much, and I've filled the survey out before. I think with all these similar ideas and nothing's happened, so I'm not going to waste my time again.
B23.
Sure, I've touched on education is the way rather than punishment, but you know, it's not happened. Bit disappointed with that spin, but yeah.
The gap to Delgado ahead is now 0.46.
Get a bit all over the show is Delgado.
Your lap time was 125.33.
Yeah, the repairs those damage must have been hurting me. I've done a PB straight away. For the race, that is. Did 24 in practice. That was and that was with rather low motivation levels as well.
Pay attention to track limits, please, Stevie.
Everywhere's being hit by DDoSs at the moment. Absolutely everywhere. I think there's only AOR that's able to get away with it. So I'd be surprised. I'm going in tomorrow with a bit of an open mind about whether or not we'll get a full race. There's been postings on it on various forums. There was an attempt last night during the Tier 1 race to do a DDoS. I think there's an easy exploit that, to be honest, I think it's pretty obvious. I think it's using the in-game chat function. Looks like you can do some sort of buffer overrun and bring the whole thing down or do whatever it is you need to do for a DDoS. Because you see, whenever it happens, there's lots of gobbledygook in the in-game chat window. So it's probably some loophole that Kunos have left accidentally exposed.
Car right, clear right.
Still can't figure out whether it's first or second is best for that corner.
The gap to Delgado ahead is now 1.8 seconds.
Oh, big stutter. Right in the middle of a corner. That's usually a sign there's a DDoS attack going on. So I think whatever the exploit is, it's very much out in the wild now and they're all trying it.
You've used half your fuel.
Morphy had a theory that it might be the PlayStation owners who are upset because GT's been demoted from the World Esports motor category and ACC's replaced it, whatever it's called.
The leader has just done a 123.30.
We're a lap down. Got lapped when we were in the pits.
Gaining on the driver ahead in sector 3. Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
Your front brakes are getting a bit hot.
Car's handling a lot better now than it fixed. Well, it's not much use getting lap 24 laps when you're this far down. Not that I care that much. If I'd cared, I might have actually practiced.
Oh no!
I think I'm killing my tyres. I hope he's off. Hello, Mr. Stubborn Gymnast. I'll be streaming. I always stream, Smudge.
20 minutes remaining. You've got 20 minutes left. Yellow flag, stay sharp. You're clear, incident clear. P23. The gap to Delgado ahead is increasing. It's now 2.6.
That remind me, I've got to change my name after this. They like you to have your real name in the ACC so they can figure out who's come where.
Losing time to the car in front in sector 2.
Oh, didn't need that, didn't need that. Shit, come on.
Yellow flag.
Ah.
Incident clear. Green flag. You've taken a tiny bit of bodywork damage, but you won't feel it.
Oh, yeah, any chance of catching him's gone. Front felt really loose then as well. Hate this track. Well, you can come and drive here instead of me.
The car in front is Willis.
7 seconds.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
The car behind is reeling you in. The gap is now 14 seconds.
Can't believe he didn't find that fucking penalty. We'll have to have a chat maybe. See what happens with it. No desire at all to come back for that final round. Zero motivation. I'm looking forward to the new tracks. I don't know if I'm going to get to use them. At Crow Vision, I've substituted them in Surveyor League. I'm going to have a look at Sim Racing XP. They've immediately done a season with them. That's 5 seconds there. I'm not supposed to care, remember. I like Watkins Glen. Certainly liked it in AC. Managed there. That's this lap. Not very fast one.
The gap to Willis in front is now 5.0.
Up, stay on track.
Stay between the lines, please, Stevie.
Somebody said low fuel motorsport. Oh Christ, might be the way to go. They
Car left, clear left.
that's our blue flag. Get out of the way.
minutes left.
Yeah, it's a low fuel motorsport. I understand they just got races running all the time. You can just drop in. So it's more on a point system. Right. Mega shit right that was. Now well out of contention with.
The blue flag is being waved.
On your right. Clear right.
Raced again.
You cut the track. Keep it nice and tidy. Clear left.
There, but you don't get cut warnings for that. Let's do it again. A Kota, I only know from the Formula 1 games. It's a bit of a nightmare in that because you're so low down, you can't see it. So I'm not sure. I'll have to drive Kota to see what I think. And I really didn't like Indianapolis when it was in Forza Motorsport. Bit Mickey Mouse, but we'll see. So when I was having my midlife crisis at the weekend about what to do next with myself, it did cross my mind to look at iRacing again, which is a lot more variety. And obviously Thomas leaps on that straight away. So I think we'll have a little dabble with some other leagues, see how that works. Maybe have a proper look at iRacing, maybe. Only 12 minutes to go.
The gap to Willis in front is now 8.3 seconds.
Oh, Carrer's lost it, big style. So it'll be for Piquera 26. 26-1. Oh, it's not stopping for that final corner.
Okay, Stevie, you've just cut the track.
Corkscrew, sorry, I should say, not the final corner. All over the place. At the end of his race, 10 minutes to go.
Losing time to the car in front in sector 3.
I keep hearing all sorts of things about an add-on app you buy to improve the force feedback on iRacing. Although, yes, you shouldn't be needing to use add-on apps to improve force feedback.
10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
I tried to set up our factor once.
Okay, Stevie, the next car is Martin's. The gap behind is now 14 seconds.
I gave up after like 3 hours of watching YouTube videos on how to set it up. Never done anything so ridiculous in all my life. I got a refund on Steam. AC, I find no problem. You get Content Manager and AC's a doddle to set up, doddle to join servers. I mean, our factor is it is a nightmare to set up because I couldn't do it. And it's almost impossible to join a game online.
You're reeling. Martin's in. The gap is 6.0.
There's a slow car behind.
Blue flag.
Oh, come on, mid-terrace. Oh,
B22.
wasn't looked away at the wrong moment.
You've got a little bit of bodywork damage there.
A little bit. Shit.
Yellow flag.
Box is slightly in.
Ah, fuck it. Not interested in it. We'll carry on.
I hope that collision hasn't done too much damage to his ribs.
So let's go in last. Fucking hate this track.
That's the blues. He'll have to pull over now.
You have to repair the car.
Fucking hate this track. Oh, cut. What? Piece of shit.
The car in front of us is Rieto. Blue flag.
Box is slightly. You have to repair the car.
Green flag, you're clear.
One minute, 21 seconds of repairs. There's no point, really. Yeah. We're going to get a driver as well, I reckon.
To make a stop.
On exit, we should be in position 25. Immediately behind.
This is looking good for championship points if he can give it up.
Waste of an evening. What is frustrating most is I only did this to get rid of a penalty which hasn't been applied, so I'll have to do it next week. I don't want to do next week. Waste of effort.
All right, Stevie, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
It's just this shit track. Touch that sand and it's gone. Doesn't help when you're not really paying attention, because you're not really interested. So those that may be wondering, by the way, there won't be a commentated video this week, as I'm not very interested in...
Straight off on the green light.
Nearly last. I think the other two have quit. Yeah, we got to stop go.
Speeding in the pit lane. You need to come in for this penalty in the next 3 laps.
Told you. Yeah, can't be asked. Can't be asked with that at all. So there you go. And we'll wind it up there. Looks like Nilsson's going to win. Becker's Piquera. Not that I'm not bothered. But there you are. We're away to finish AOR. But I think in all likelihood I'm going to have to come back to serve a stupid dumbass penalty that I really don't agree with. So, right. Join me next time for tomorrow for the first attempt at Troll Vision. If we make it out of the through the race with the DDoS going on. Let's fingers crossed, eh? So, right. Thanks, AOR. I had a good time for most of 2.5 years, but I thought in the end, things like you saw at the start of this race, maybe want to move on. See you all later.